Welcome to the channel, Levi. How's everything going, my man?
Going good. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. And actually, before we started recording, you just said you're about to move down to Scottsdale, Arizona, right?
Correct. Tomorrow.
Beautiful. What was the reason for Scottsdale?
That's where my team is based now, the company I'm working with. So I took a trip down there a couple weeks ago when I first started and really liked it. So figured might as well just move down there.
Okay, we love to see it. And dude, for the audience, you're 18 years old, right?
Correct. 18.
It's fucking absurd. Okay, cool. Well, dude, I kind of just want to like again, thanks for hopping on. Kind of just briefly describe like how like we first met and like what kind of made you decide to like work together and like what you had going on back then.
Yeah, so I got into remote sales like January of 2022 and I was kind of trying to figure it out on my own. I joined a different sales training group, and then Garrett, you actually reached out to me from like a Facebook sales group, and just said like, let's hop on a call. Like you didn't try to sell me anything. You were really just like you literally didn't offer me anything. You were just giving me advice, like telling me your story. Obviously, we connected because we're pretty similar in age, so you were just giving me really good advice from what you learned in your experience, and I took a lot of value from that. And then, yeah, I just kept doing my thing. I wasn't very successful at it. I wasn't on the right offers. I didn't have the right skill set. And probably what, like 4 or 5 months after we first spoke, I mean, we were staying in contact here and there. But then, like 4 or 5 months after, I was starting to figure out that what I was doing was not working.
Mhm.
So I saw how well your clients were doing. So yeah, I just figured I'd reach out to you. I really appreciated the free value that you gave to me. And, I really felt good about you and, what you were trying to do. So, and we started working together. It just made sense.
Yeah. I like it, dude. And we were working together more on like a one-on-one basis. And you dropped the offer. You were on an offer. We started working one-on-one, and then that offer selling for like a sales agency, and it dropped off. Like, what exactly happened with that offer?
I was selling for a sales agency. So we were like a third party, like we had an influencer that we were selling for, but we weren't like his internal sales team. And it wasn't going the best. So he ended up dropping the sales agency and then they didn't have anywhere else to place me.
Kind of put us in a weird few week window of like landing you a new offer so we could continue one-on-one. And then I got you in contact with Iman Gadzi to do basically his whole application process to land that gig. And could you kind of
Mhm.
explain like how that happened and how you ended up taking a 180 and now you're on the offer you're on now?
Yeah. So, like you said, it was probably like a month and a half or 2 months of me just doing nothing but like trying to find offers. Um, and I was really like picky on the one that I chose because I knew like, okay, this is like the third or fourth offer I'm getting on. Like, I need to find a good one. So I had different ones that I could have took to get a job earlier, but I realized the value of like really finding a good offer. So yeah, I did the Iman Gadzi interview. Obviously you helped me with that. We did a one-on-one, maybe one or two of them just to help me through the interview process, which was definitely beneficial. It was a crazy interview process. It was like 6 or 7 rounds of interviews. And I ended up making it to the last round, but they picked the other guy that was there with me. But then they ended up giving me a referral to the company I'm working with now. And I literally just did like 2 phone calls with them. It was super easy and got the position.
Yeah, and this company does numbers.
Yeah.
Like, there, can you talk briefly about like kind of what it was like when you first started hopping on there, like what the company, you don't have to say the name of the company, but just
hmm
what you're doing revenue wise, like a month, and like how you like commissions wise, like how that works.
Yeah. So we do about $4 million a month. So we shoot for like $1 million a week in cash collected. Um, we sell a $10,000 package and we have setters, closers, and finishers. So like the setting role, which I'm at, it's like a 8% commission, or it's technically a $9,800 package. So it's a 8% commission on all cash collected for those. And yeah, it was crazy. I mean, literally like from January until the time I started working with this offer, I probably made like 3 grand in like 6 or 7 months. And then my first day on the job here, I made like 780 bucks, like first day. And I was just like, I never even made that in a month before in sales. And then obviously it just kept growing and growing from there.
Yeah, and you just had your biggest week like last week, I believe.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was I had like $81,000 cash collected from my set. So it was like a $6,500 commission plus we have a bonus structure. So I got like a $1,000 bonus on that. So 7,500, 800 or $7,500 in a week versus 6 months of making 3 grand in 6 months. So that was definitely, definitely very different and very exciting.
Yeah, I will say, like, I've been in the sales space for quite a bit of time, and I've never seen setters doing numbers like that. Like, that is unheard of.
Hmm.
That's literally unheard of to do. Like, you're on pace, of course, assuming every week is as good as that week. Like, 28 grand, 30 grand or so in commissions, obviously assuming everything goes that smooth, which is just absurd
Hmm.
as a setter. And I couldn't even imagine what the closers do on that offer, like commissions wise. And I think,
Like 20K a week.
yeah, yeah, that's like business owners dream to make that much money.
Yeah.
What, now, because you're kind of in this cool ecosystem of this company to where they have multiple different offers and tons of room to grow, within that, which is why you're moving down to Scottsdale, correct? Are you looking to like move up within being a closer? Or I mean, you're obviously making phenomenal money for someone being 18 years old. So are you looking to stay as a setter on this offer or progress into being a closer, or are you just good where you're at?
No, we have a really awesome leadership team. So they've kind of provided me with like a clear path to get to that closer route. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. So, I mean, I'm fine being a setter for the next 6 months and making 20, 30 grand a month. I mean, I'm 18. So, like, what am I going to do with all that money?
Right.
But no, yeah, the next goal would be to get to closer. And then after that, I'd really like to get into like a leadership position with the company because that's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, being 18 years old and like being around people that are doing numbers like that, like you literally couldn't be in a better place. Like aside from obviously the money you're making, the skills you're getting and setting and like being an appointment setter for a bit of time and the connections
Hmm.
you're gonna make with dudes that are doing numbers like that and like having room to like progress within the company is really, really sick. Like that's I wish I had that when
Hmm.
I was 18 and I'm so glad I could provide that for you with what you have going on now. I guess like you did sales training in the past. I'm curious between the sales training you did in the past and the sales training I obviously put you through. What did you notice to be like a key difference or like a key like takeaway and like something you learned from me that helped you the most?
I would say the training you give is a lot more specific to like what I was looking for. The stuff I did in the past wasn't like necessarily deep enough. It was kind of surface level stuff. So between like the actual course you have with all of those videos, those are great. You know, a lot of different modules on different, specific points of the sales process. You know, it covers really everything. But then I think probably the most helpful thing for me was just doing all the one-on-ones with you and, having you review my calls, listening to what I'm saying, pausing me, telling me what to say different. Um, just really personalizing it really helped out a lot because I mean, sales it's a very broad industry, so it helps to have like personal advice on what you're selling and the way you should approach it.
Right, right. And then I guess to anyone that's just getting into sales, literally like your age, like just getting into sales, you've obviously had a 4 6 month period of buying a not great sales training and landing on some not great offers. So to anyone that's just getting started, I guess do you have any advice for them as to how to avoid those mistakes and go about things better?
Yeah, be really cautious of, who you're working with, not only like sales training, but also sales offers. Cause I mean, obviously, if I would have done this differently, if I would have started working you from the get-go, I don't know that I would have been on this offer specifically, but even if I was making, 8 or 10 grand a month for those 4 or 6 months, that's, $60,000 in opportunity cost that I lost out on. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I would say just like find someone that you really connect with someone that's personable. I mean, there's no one else I'd recommend other than Garrett. Just with the point that your business is at, it's not huge. You don't have 10,000 clients, so you're able to give your focus to really everyone. And yeah, that's my perspective on that.
Okay, cool, cool. And then I guess even more so um, to anyone, I guess, on the fence with working with me, or obviously you've been through other sales trains, I guess, do you have any advice to them?
Yeah, obviously it's hard to if you've been burned before, if you didn't do well in another sales training, it makes you hesitant to go out and do another one. Like before I started working with you, like I was thinking, maybe I just, maybe sales isn't for me. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on another sales training, but I think just the best part about you was like the value you provided me for free in the beginning really went a long way with me. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you're 18, 20, whatever you are, if you're new to sales, I mean, get in contact with Garrett. I'd spend 10, $20,000 for the opportunity I have now. So um, yeah, it's great.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, thanks again for the interview and congrats on moving across the country to Scottsdale. Like that's amazing. And that's literally a whole college tuition of like knowledge you're getting with working with this team and moving across the country at the age that you're at. Like you're gonna have an extremely bright future. And I'm like stoked to see where you're gonna be in the next couple of years. So again, thanks for hopping on. And I'm sure we'll do another one in the future.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Garrett.
Yeah, see you, dude.